Welcome to Adult Play Therapy. I'm your host, the original John 20.
It's Jerry P.
And today we got on our show, the one and only, this is my son, y'all. My oldest son, Lawrence Carrington, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a little about himself.
Yo, I'm Lawrence. You can find me on Instagram at Jacorie, Jakhorie. I'm a director, writer, musician, a little bit of everything.
Right on.
Man.
Yeah, I'm proud of him. So, before we start off, we want to say thank you to Hooters. Hooters has been sponsoring us. They take good care of us, man. They let us record here on the balcony, so we thank you. You can find us here at Hooters, Cedar Hill, Texas. Man, we happy to be here. We enjoy doing what we're doing, and they letting us do what we do.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. And they're going to come get you some wings on Thursday evenings. Come kick it with us. And if you're going to have something to drink, come get the Oak Cliff bourbon. We're trying to get our second sponsor. So, Oak Cliff, come show us some love, man. We're trying to do big business now. We're keeping everything Texas. So,
Right on.
Yeah.
Oak Cliff, hey, come on, holler at us.
Yes, sir.
All right, so moving right along.
All right, let's go.
All right, so I had them on the show for a purpose, you know what I'm saying, for a reason. We're trying to give you guys a little education out here. We're trying to see, how y'all feel, and I want to know how I feel about some of the stuff they finna tell me, because they nobody here earful of how I feel about this subject.
Okay. All
now,
right.
I'm an old school player, one of mine. I have other children, and I've raised them a certain way. Now, he being a newlywed as well as a new father to my grandson, I get to find out how he raised him. And then my boy here has two.
Yeah.
One being my godson, the other
Yeah.
one, man, beautiful kids. You know what I'm saying? I get to find out how he's raising his. So we're going to talk about the background, and I'm going to start off by saying this. The show is about parenting, man, how we parent our children. How we've changed from back in the day from the ways our parents parented us as well as our parents' parented them. And I'm going to start off and I'm going to say it like this. When I was growing up, I got my ass beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to tell you like that. If I messed up, I got beat down, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you like this. When I was younger, I didn't think the beat downs was worth it. But as I got older, I realized, they were. Only because I knew the type of rambunctious guy I could have been. If I didn't have a parent that took the time to try to keep me in line. So I appreciate my beat downs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about these guys, but before we go into what they doing today and what I'm doing today, I just want to know, did you guys get disciplined, and how was your form of discipline? Because mine was with an extension cord.
Yeah.
Mine was right now and later if she felt like it. What about y'all level of discipline?
Yeah, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah.
Honestly, mine wasn't that bad. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I really didn't do much. I think a lot of my early whippings came from maybe elementary school, just being, a kid and doing kid stuff, being super energetic and stuff like that. But for the most part, I was very low-key, very chill. I didn't do much at all. Just played Pokemon. That's about it.
Man, I gotta get it. I gotta reiterate on that because I did have to lean into him a couple of times, but it wasn't even on my merit. It was more like on his mother, hey, he done did this in school. He need to come over here now.
Helping you up.
Then I came over and I'm like, I gotta give him with me. To be honest with you, he was such a great kid.
Yeah.
From birth until today. This dude gave me no issues. It was on the when they say it hurts me more than it hurts you?
Yeah, that's actually
I actually felt that way.
Yeah.
This is the first time I ever felt it, and the last time too, but with him, I actually felt like it. I'm like, he ain't that bad. I do this for. But I knew that it had to be done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, so how about you? What was your
man, we got our ass beat, man. I used to the extension cord, fucking blinds, closer, hanger, brush, dog, broom, anything she could grab, man. Anything they could grab. But, when I look back on it, my mom, she was a young mom. You know what I'm saying? She had my brother when she was 17, had me at 20, and had me at 23. So then I'm thinking about having 3 kids by 23. That's difficult. That's stressful. You know what I'm saying? And you don't even know how to really navigate a lot of your stuff, but you're trying to put people on the right path. The best that you know. And, so I commend her for it. I look back on it and I probably wouldn't have beat ass the way she did, or the way my dad did, but, in retrospect, it's all they knew. Yeah. They was doing the best they could with what they had. So with the intellect that they had, with the emotional, intelligence that they had, it was just doing the best they could. So I respect it, man. And but we did get our ass beat. We got our ass beat.
Now, this is when the show gets good, man. Now we get into the fight now.
Yeah.
This is when we get to the fight. So, I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
I said I got whipped. I did. I got beat down. So when it came to me having kids, I felt like the kids need to get beat down too.
Yeah.
I feel like I took my beat down from my family as a way for them to, project their dominance in our minds and our hearts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Fear me and understand that my word is wrath if you don't do right. And I appreciated it. I understood it. But I guess I took it and I translated it as in you need some love behind that too.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoy whooping ass. I think whooping ass is therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you get out of line, you're supposed to get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of asses out here not whooped and they doing a lot of crazy
And that's how I see
Yeah.
it. So it's like when people talk about, not whooping asses, I'm like, nah, I whoop ass. Like my kids, I whoop out the womb. I ain't gonna lie to you. Soon as they come out the womb, I'm whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? And I know y'all looking like you crazy. I'm like, yeah, I am. Because I think I've redirected the disciplinary, you know what I'm saying, structure.
Yeah.
Okay? I know how I got whooped. But I'm like, okay, maybe if I treat them like a pet, you know what I'm saying? That I hate to have to say that, I do. But that's how I look at it. I'm like, okay, they're young, impressionable as babies. So when they cry, when they want milk or whatever, and they want to have their way, I would, stop. 2 little fingers on the thigh.
Yeah.
Stop. And I've done that with all my kids, and they understood it early.
Yeah, they mean stop.
Yeah. Then you pick them up, rub their little back, walk with them, get the bottle. You know what I'm saying? You have more attention given to them now, so they're able to understand. Okay, I want my bottle. Oh, I need my diaper change. Okay, I got you. Hook you up, but if you just want to cry, nah, we ain't doing that. And I think it resonated. So the older they got, maybe a couple of licks here and there if they did something bad. Like you said, he did something bad in school.
Yeah.
But ultimately, because I started so early, I can be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, hey, have a seat. We'll get to that later. My kids have seats. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's if you start early enough, I feel like when they get into the higher elementary and junior high, you don't have to whoop them no more. Like right now, my kids, I don't even think they can really remember the last time they actually got a butt whipping.
Yeah.
And my youngest is 10 years old. And she's the more rambunctious one, and I think I need to go ahead and tighten her up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Because she's all over the place.
Yeah.
But I do whip. I feel like you should whip. America, everybody should whip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of kids out here undisciplined, untouched.
Yeah.
So
it definitely is.
Before we go into the fight, but so we got our grounds. You know what I'm saying? I am for whipping butt. And then hands up, whoop that butt. Now this is when I'm interested. How about yourself? So we're going straight down the line. I'm going
New father,
new daddy.
To be honest, I believe in a hybrid system. I'm not really a fan of whipping, to be completely honest, but I feel like there's layers to it. I feel like not every kid responds well to whippings, and that's the thing I had to understand. I have a niece who's as sweet as can be, who gets whipped constantly, but she still acts the same.
Yeah.
But when she comes and she spends time with me and her aunt, it's more so if I communicate with her and I'm patient and I actually talk to her, she responds so much better just because I really try to show her love and I try to communicate. We don't do that. Not here.
But she needs a bug whip.
No, she doesn't. That's the thing. She doesn't. And that's the thing. It's a balance.
Yeah,
every kid,
I agree.
every kid, I feel like as parents we have to listen more. I feel like our kids can communicate very well. My son in particular, we teach him sign language and stuff like that, so he's able to communicate very well with us. Wow. And when it comes to certain things that he knows he's not supposed to do, as a kid does, you tell him no and he'll look at you, and then he'll go and do it. But and then that's when it comes the tapping and stuff like that. But there has to be some type of level. I don't think that the physical disciplinary has to be the first result, depending on the child. I feel like if you know that they're being a little bit more what's the word I'm looking for? Rebellious. If they're being rebellious, then you can implement some type of physical disciplinary. But when it comes to certain things, communicate first and try to establish that love connection and the explanation of this is why you don't do it. And then, of course, hope for the best. If they receive it, that's great. If not, then you kind of elevate further. I think that's kind of how life is. Yeah, certain things you get tapped on the wrist for, and then certain things you get tapped on the wrist for.
Yeah, but you got to also understand, too, life is unforgiving, because what I've always tried to teach you guys is you can get tapped on the wrist, but sometimes you can put yourself in a position, just a dumb position, and that's the end of life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
It's very important that you watch yourself and your boundaries, and I think that's the reason why disciplining a child a certain way is important. But you're right. You got to show love, and I believe in that. I think I've always showed love when I discipline my kids. I don't do it with vengeful and anger in my heart neither.
Yeah.
Because it's more like I got to do this so you understand what you're supposed to and not supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I honestly think when it comes to parenting and discipline, and it's interesting because my wife, she never got whooped. She never got a whooping. But for my kids, she's like the disciplinarian that likes to put hands on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm the one that's more laid back. If I raise my voice loud enough, that's it. Like, they break down. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I mean, I would kind of say I'm more of a, like you said, the hybrid style, because I know the ramifications of what, like, we got beatings. We got beatings, and I know what the ramifications of that can be, and I know what kind of resentment they could have. You can foster for somebody, because, like you said, a lot of times we was getting whooped, and it was more of an intimidation thing. More so, it was more like instilling fear. Yes. More so than like, this is the respect you got to have. This is the discipline that you got to have. And sometimes you can resent people for that. Yeah. Because they came from a long line of hurt. Whether it be the generation before, all the way back to slavery times, in which the way they handled things, in which they would handle it, discipline out of fear, so you wouldn't do something, and that's the kind of way it was, and I don't really necessarily agree with that. I think nowadays, like you said, the generations will get wiser but weaker, which I know my kids would not be able to deal with what I dealt with. Right. But but I feel like they have a different level of understanding that I didn't have either, though. So I feel like I can talk to my kids. Get through to them. Granted, there are some times when I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm gonna have to put hands on you or something like that. But more times than not, a good conversation, good understanding of why you thought that way, why you think that's okay, and this is why you don't need to do that, because I did that, and this is where it got me. Just getting that understanding. But it's important to instill discipline. But I often think of how disciplined is the person that's instilling the discipline.
And see, that's very important. Yeah. I think I had that same conversation with you today, matter of fact, when we talked earlier. I was telling him, I said, you have expectations for your children. But if you as a parent is not exceeding your expectations or meeting your expectations, then you're letting them down. And I was telling him, I said, I'm the type of person, like, I'm going to tell you, you can always follow your dreams and you can be something and this and that and the third, but I got dreams too. And I don't think I'm showing them that I'm following mine, then that gives them a false hope, because it's like, okay, well, Daddy, why you telling me I can follow my dreams, but you ain't doing nothing? You know what I'm saying? Bro. Especially what you want to do.
That's interesting.
So I try to set my kids up to where they understand that I still got dreams and hopes too. So I'm going to run with mine, but I need you to fall in line. So we have conversations like young adults, like, hey, this is where I need you to be because I have expectations for you, but Dad has expectations, and my expectations is not going to do anything but benefit you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's important, that's a continual thing. I mean, even now, as we speak, I'm in college right now. I'm trying to finish up my degree because, I dropped out when I was a little younger, but then I started having kids, and it's like, shit, that's something I'm going to expect from y'all. And it's not something I can expect from y'all, and I ain't did it. Yeah. So that's a feat for me to kind of complete, and kind of to pat myself on the back when it's completed. It's like, I did this for y'all, but I did it for me too, because now it's like, yo, this is why I'm saying this. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I think that's super important. I think definitely leading by example is something that a lot of kids look forward to. I understand that there's certain circumstances to where a parent is struggling in certain areas, and I feel like parents don't realize kids see everything.
They do.
They see and we notice everything, and if you are advising us of one thing and you're doing the opposite, obviously the kids are going to follow that same suit.
Exactly.
And then when it comes to the disciplinary thing, I feel like, if you're going to utilize that hybrid thing, the little tappings and stuff like that, I feel like being creative as a parent. I see a lot of like the TikTok posts of the kids being in the karate dojo. The guy is like, I want your father to do a push-up and I want your son to lay on his back. The kid is starting to understand the struggles that the parents go through as well. So I feel like that communication, you have to really bridge that gap and really explain to your child, this is the things that I'm struggling with. You don't have to put them all in your business.
Well, of course not.
Yeah, but of course, just let them know that this is reality. I feel like if you're constantly providing that communication and saying that this is what's going on in life, this is what will happen to you if you go down this path, this is why I'm working so hard because I want you to be successful. I feel like if you're instilling that communication and you're also showcasing what it means to be a great person, I feel like that will elevate a lot further than just the regular disciplinary acts as well.
Well, I hope I showed some of that to you.
Sure.
I hope so. But no, okay.
Yeah.
So just to take account, because I'm all for discipline. What about you? Or was you yay and nay?
I'm here for discipline, just the type of discipline. I'm a hybrid.
So more of a nay. You ain't talking about just whipping first. You want to talk first. Okay.
I'm with that too. I'm with the nay.
We got 2 nays and a yay. All right.
Yeah.
So, but I want to point out something else. You said that kids see everything, which is a very, 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 very valid observation. So you guys remember that your kids are watching you. But I think there's something else I want to add in there. I think we also need to realize and remember, hell, we were once kids too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think if you remember that I was once a kid, I once did something foolish, I once thought this way. These are kids from you. So they thinking not exactly like you, but like you once before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what not to do now, but did you know what not to do yesterday? You dig what I'm saying? So I think you should take that into consideration also when it comes to discipline. And I think that's what I do when I discipline, because like you said, we got whooped. We got beat down.
Man.
I got beat down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie to you. I got beat down, and I got beat down by a woman. My father probably whooped me just a couple of times, but he really wasn't around. But my mother tore into me. But the thing that you didn't realize, or I didn't realize I didn't receive, was I didn't receive the love after the beat down. I just received the beat down and I get out of my face type thing.
Yeah.
I think right now what I do is I talk to my kids before I give them a whip and let them know, hey, I got expectations for you. And when you fail to meet those expectations, I have to discipline you. I've raised you to do right. I raised you not to be wrong. And I think it's more like I raised you to have a level of your own personal critical thinking.
Yeah.
You should be able to say, WW, DD, what would Dad do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if I do the wrong thing and I'm embarrassing my father, he's going to embarrass me. You know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's where it's at. But I do feel like we should talk to our kids. You got to show love before you just spank a kid.
Yeah.
So for those of you that's out there just disciplining, just beating your kids down, do you take the time to sit down with them, which I have, hear their side first before you give them a whip, and then let them know, okay, well, this is the reason why I have to discipline you, because at the end of the day, you have to understand that was wrong.
Yeah.
I would have preferred you to call me, because you could have lost your life. You could have made somebody else lose their life. And if I don't get your mind thinking, if I don't it's almost like a jump start. If I don't jump start you, then you can always think that it's okay because I'm always giving you a pass.
It's true. That's true. And also, to add to that, what you said about kids see everything, for parents who are co-parenting, it's very important that y'all get an understanding first. Because kids are very manipulative. And now I got 2 boys, and mamas and they boys.
Yes, sir.
Man, they try to go around me for so much shit, man. It's like, I don't want to ask daddy because I know he's going to shut the shit down. But, even when it comes to discipline and stuff, they'll run up under their mama, but they already know me and mama got to understand it. And she like, hey, go to your daddy, man.
Just right.
Go to your daddy.
If daddy say no, daddy mean no.
Yeah, same with mama. Same with mama. That's important because, like I said, that manipulation is real.
And I'm going to ask something else. When it comes to parenting, because we're not talking about being in a relationship, we're actually just talking about parenting.
Yeah.
I have kids, and my kids have their mothers, and their mothers and I are not together. We do pretty decent, you know what I'm saying? With one of them, I do pretty decent. With the other, we've gotten there. It's very important that you guys talk to each other, communicate. You know what I'm saying? So that you can make sure that you're on the same accord when it comes to your kids. Your kids come visit over here at dad's house. Make sure you're not going over and beyond. You know, mom don't want to eat in the room. If you let him eat, she eat in the room, and then she goes home to mom. He's gonna be eating in the room, and mom. That don't happen in mom's house. You know, like you gotta make sure that you kind of keep some of those same rules back and forth. And not only that, but I think the one most important thing about parenting is this: parents, stop bashing each other in front of your kids. Yeah. I think that's the worst thing you can do. You don't give your kids an opportunity to find love, to love you, or to love mom when you're bad mouthing their mom in front. I've always done it. I told my son when he was growing up, I said, I'm not gonna talk crazy about your mother in front of you. You know, she and I didn't get along or didn't agree, you know, on certain things. I'm not saying we didn't get along, just we didn't agree on certain things. But it's not my place to inform him on what we did in our bedroom. Right. That's our business. But I'm gonna say this, but I've noticed that there's a lot of men who want to badmouth, you know what I'm saying, your kids' mothers, you know what I'm saying? And I know women, you guys have this bad. Y'all going, that nigga ain't nothing, that nigga ain't nothing. Quit badmouthing that kid's daddy.
Because you chose him, nigga.
Right, because you chose him, right. You know what I'm saying? You opened your legs to this man. Yeah. And vice versa. Dude, you went over here and you know what I'm saying? You got busy with this chick. Yeah. Y'all had a kid.
You know what type of time it was on. So,
right. Nah. So at the end of the day, raise your kid. Keep her name out your mouth when you're raising your kid. So your kid has an opportunity to love you both. Quit trying to run all up in the child support, you know what I'm saying, and bash this man when this man ain't doing nothing but trying to take care of his kid. He ain't trying to love you. Y'all done went there. It's over. Just respect him as a man. Let him respect you as a woman. Yeah, he may have cheated on you a bunch of times, but it's done. You got another dude. And vice versa. You may have cheated on him, but it's done. You got another chick. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your kids.
And all of that ain't got nothing to do with the kids.
None of it has nothing to do with the kids. But you got to have a personal vendetta. Yeah. And you're just going to mess up your kid's life because you fail to realize, like they said, the kids are watching this. Yeah. You going back and forth with her, calling her all out her name. What do you think your son's going to do when he get older? And then you're going to be like, oh, that ain't my kid, or why? You raised him. No, you raised him. Because he watched what you do and watched what you say. And vice versa. She watched what you did and watched what you said. And now your daughter on the pole. Why? Because, she acting like a mama, so I don't want to deal with her. She acting like a mother. Come sit her down and talk to her and say, hey, baby, you know what I'm saying? You got both our blood in you. You don't have to be mean and angry. You know what I'm saying? Dad loves you. You know what I'm saying? Like participate. Everybody should participate in a positive role so that your kids don't grow up to be crazy like you. That's and right. You wonder why when you get older, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. They're cursing you out. They all over your face. It's because they're giving you back what you gave them. Now they're older and they're grown. They can retaliate. And we're going to be the first ones. Parents are going to be the first ones to receive that retaliation when they're failing at school. When you tell her that boy's not good for you, but she skips out with him anyway and winds up pregnant. That's all retaliation. Yeah. Because you did not give her the opportunity or give him the opportunity to get anything better. He saw your rage or your anger. Yeah. He go rob somebody. He go beat somebody up. He cursing out the teachers. All he's doing is projecting what you gave to him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? His visuals. So I totally agree. They are watching you. You want them to be good, but you're a hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once they leave from you, they're going to be hellraisers just like you because daddy said. Daddy's the man, so I'm going to be the man too. Yeah. And then when they get older, you be like, boy, sit down now. You too old now. Yeah, I'm you out of shape now. Now I'm going to give you what you've been giving, what I've been hearing all these years. You sit your old ass down and shut up.
Man, it's amazing how that works, though, because I know my grandma used to say, an apple tree don't bear no oranges.
There you go.
Say, man.
There you go.
That's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's very important, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to take time to really feed into these children a positive life.
Very true, man. So y'all look up the word discipline. Yeah. And whenever you get, on the verge of discipline your kids, look in the mirror, do some self-inventory, man, by what that really looks like. By what discipline really looks like. And, leading your kids down a positive path is easier said than done. So just do what you got to do. Of course, discipline is very important, but it's important for the disciplinee and the discipliner. So, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I like whipping. I think whipping is very therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? It allows me to release my stress. So I do feel like if the kid get out of line, give him a whipping, but in parameters. Talk to him first. Try to understand why did you do what you did. You know I love you. and I'm gonna always love you.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that was the wrong way to behave. But because you did that, I have to discipline you. You know what I'm saying? And make it moderate. Start off with 3 licks, then 5, and then if it gets worse, maybe go to 10. But other than that, kind of work on a system. You know what I'm saying? To where you can wing them from the rejection or wing them from being rebellious or what have you. Yeah, you don't have to just go in and tear in on them. Yeah, because I don't tear in on mine. You know, so I totally get that. I like that.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So I'm for the whippers. They not for the whippers. They're for a hybrid way of handling
Hybrid way, yeah.
But I guess my way is kind of hybrid too. But you know, I stick with the discipline. I talk to them, but I still stick with, you know, you gotta get a little discipline. You gotta get a little fire on that behind. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, no, that's real.
Yeah. So okay. There was something else I wanted to say. Man. Talk about whipping the kids, man. You know, you want to go and whip the children.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, okay. Hey, at the end of the day, man, we'll come back to you with some more stuff. You know, so if y'all got anything to say about, you know, whipping and parenting or whatever, holler at us. You know, I feel like we all got pretty good kids here. I mean, it's like this is my son and he's cool and we don't go back and forth. And I believe all my children, it's just like him. We don't go back and forth. It's not a bunch of hate. It's not a bunch of terror. I got a peaceful house. You know what I'm saying? And I try to lead by example. You know, so that's the hardest part. But I feel like as a parent, like you said, Jerry, lead by example because they're watching you. You know, you say watching, you say, you know, you got to make sure you do that. So lead by example, parents. You want to have good kids, be a good you first. You see what I'm saying? Focus on the things that are important. Now, we're not saying don't follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. But make sure while you're following your dreams, you do it in a magnitude and you do it in a way to where it's a positive light to your kids so that they can follow their dreams in a positive light because at the end of the day, they are people. We are little people. They love us.
Yeah.
They want to either be like us or be better than us. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because this isn't the generation of do as I say, not as I do. Because it's like, nah, once their kids start peeping you on bullshit, that's how they start treating you. You know what I'm saying? So,
and they will call you out.
This generation will. About everything.
So I mean that is the show, man. You know, I'm your host, the original John 20.
This is Jerry P.
Hey, and my boy, Lawrence. Go ahead, y'all know at the end, you know what I'm saying? You know what the social media is at, you know what I'm saying? We'll list everything, you know what I'm saying? You can find me on all social platforms, you know what I'm saying? Original John 20, you know, Don't Play Therapy, you know what I'm saying? On YouTube, like, at the end of the credits, we'll have all the social, but you go ahead and let them know where they can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Jacorie, that's Jakhorie, and you can also follow our channel at Livehouse. That's on Instagram and on YouTube. Definitely check us out.
All right, man. Hey, we out. We love y'all. Thank y'all.